Good afternoon and welcome back to Valley News. Now, I am Adam Shalafu and I'm joined by my colleague and friend Bobby Falat in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, following some breaking news just finally going to a verdict this afternoon in a human smuggling case. Bobby, I know it's been a busy week for you. Why don't you just start with today and bringing us up to speed on everything that's transpired since you got up there this morning?
Yeah, Adam, a lot happening in just the few hours that we've been up here. Jury deliberations began about 11. Before that, one of the defendants, Steve Shand, one of their lawyers, made a motion for a mistrial. Now, yesterday, one of Harsh Kumar Patel's lawyers made a motion for a mistrial as well. Both of those getting denied, and then jury deliberations starting at about 11 a.m. And then we learned that everyone was kind of gathering into the courtroom. We didn't really get an email or anything about that. We were wondering kind of what was going on. And that's when we learned it, just after an hour of deliberations or so, that a verdict had been reached. And we listened to, we had a press conference with the United States attorney talking a little bit about while this all of this work, all of this evidence took place to gather over the years, to note that a jury, their verdict was in less than 2 hours or so, just showed how strong that evidence was against these two defendants, finding them guilty on the counts that they were involved in this human smuggling trial to bring over Indian nationals from Canada to U.S. and causing bodily harm as well as and very serious injury as well, but also for them they were looking to gain either commercial or private, some kind of financial gain from that standpoint as well. So both of these defendants found guilty on the four counts that they were charged with. Now, Adam, we aren't exactly sure what will happen at the sentencing date, what prosecutors, what the government will be asking for as a punishment. That's scheduled right now for March 31st of next year. Anything can change by that standpoint. But Adam, the verdict coming in guilty on all the counts in just over an hour or so.
And that's a very quick turnaround for that deliberation. I just want to bring the people watching at home completely up to speed in case they are just joining in on this case now. So it's Harsh Kumar Patel, 29, an Indian national, and Steve Shand, 50, an American from Florida, part of a sophisticated illegal operation that has brought increasing numbers of Indians into the United States, prosecutors said. And they were each convicted on four counts related to human smuggling, including conspiracy to bring migrants to the country illegally. Now, Bobby, I know it hasn't just been today, but it's been a long week for you. It's been a lot of travel, a lot of days doing some of these live shots in the cold. If you can bring us through the highlights of really throughout the week, what were some of the most notable things you noticed as you covered this case?
Yeah, well, prosecutors really hammering that day in which the Patel family, the family of four, now it's important to note it's no relation to Harsh Kumar Patel, one of the defendants, but that family of four froze on that morning of January 19th, 2022. They were sent out with the temperature that day to cross the border was in the low negatives, but the wind chill made it around negative 33 or so. Prosecutors brought in a state climatologist. They deemed him an expert in meteorology, and they went over exactly what those temperatures were like and confirmed that. They brought in forensic pathologists that confirmed that the family died from hypothermia, and then they also hammered out financial records, phone records where Steve Shand's phone was pinged from time to time during some of those dates from that December to January of 2022. December 21 to January 2022, excuse me, just during those whole entire 6-week period that he was doing a lot of traveling, whether it be in Florida, then going to the cities. Then there was one of a special agent with the FBI showed that on January 18th, Shand actually spent some significant time in the Fargo area and then drove up to Grand Forks and then also went over in that area where he would go pick up these migrants that were looking to cross the Canada-U.S. border. So a lot of that was shown, and then they also hammered out on bank records showing transactions, deposits, we should say, that were going into Steve Shand's account, Harsh Harsh Kumar Patel's account during this specific time period. Now, the defense, they went on and said that, there were no wire transfers, there was no proof that linked those bank records to them being part of this human smuggling ring or anything like that. So that is what the defense hammered on. And also the defense going on for Steve Shand, saying that he was just a taxi driver. He was a taxi driver his whole life, and he was doing this to help build up his business. He didn't know any better, and he didn't know that he would have been in some real trouble until that January 19th morning when he got stuck. Border Patrol agents went out. They found 2 migrants in his van, and then they figured out that there were more migrants over in the snow that were coming across, and they had to go search and find them. So a lot of key points, though, happening, pointing out obviously the prosecution's evidence was overwhelming with that. The jury verdict, again, in just over an hour. Adam.
Bobby, thank you for that thorough recap. Is there anything else you feel is important for the viewers watching at home or watching on their cell phones to know before we let you go?
Yeah, right after this, after we spoke to the attorneys, we were able to catch up with one of Harsh Kumar Patel's lawyers, saying that they are disappointed with the verdict. They do plan to appeal. Now, the lawyers for Steve Shand did not want to comment, but then we also briefly caught up with one of the jurors on the case, just saying that he couldn't imagine what exactly it would have been like on that morning trying to cross that border. But he did say that all of them, even though it only took over an hour, went into that room with no prejudice whatsoever and just simply looked at all the evidence. Adam.
Thank you very much, Bobby. That's Bobby Falat reporting live from Fergus Falls. Adam Shelfer with Bobby Falat signing off for now on Valley News Now. And remember, tune into our newscast for further developments and other local stories in the area. Bobby, thank you so much for a tremendous work week. Get yourself some rest. Excellent work this week, and thank you for taking the time to give us a most up-to-date report from Fergus Falls. Safe travels, my friend.
Adam, thank you. I'll see you.